They're like, why are you a bad guy? And I said, well, what would Batman be without the Joker? I'm an old school guy, so that's my foundation, and Spinebuster come from that. One of my signature moves, my actual signature move is a Spinebuster. So putting Spinebuster Championship Wrestling together was easy for me because I had pretty much daydreamed about it for years before it actually ever come to fruition.
I'm a student of Spinebuster Wrestling Academy. What I do, I help out with a lot of the production value, as in signs, flyers, and just doing the footwork. That's just part of paying the dues. As whereabouts of training, we come out here, we bust our tail in the ring, and we get everything we need to learn as students to put on a technically sound match and look like professionals and not be tripping over our feet.
I get questioned a lot, how are y'all drawing so many people? It's because of the team I have. I give my team most of the credit because I know how to wrestle. It's easy to do that. Putting it together and making it work, that's the hard job. Of course, with it being the brainchild of me, a lot of the grunt work is done. I got to thank a lot of my students as well because they do what we call paying dues. Setting up the ring and tearing down the ring and stuff like that comes a lot with them. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do half of what we do.
In Spinebuster, I will help out with videos. I'll help out any way I can to push this company because this company goes further. I'm seen in the light too. The thing is, people see me and they see a character, they see someone they can relate to. They see a blue-collar savior, basically. Whereas you have your bad guys such as Mako, Richie, and they're just bad dudes. Mako, he tells you he's the best in the world, and you believe it.
It's a lot easier to go out there and make people hate you than it is to go out there and make people like you. My job is the easy part. Being a good guy, my hat's off to all the people who do it, because I know that it's tough.
As a promoter, people are pulling you every different direction. And as a bad guy, people are, they're jeering you. They want to boo you. They hate you. So to have to help somebody out as a promoter, say, hey, their seat ain't right or something like that, and then I get called up, it's tough to balance that out. But I have a fantastic crew that's with me. I have to shout out my wife. She handles a lot of that. But it's a balancing act, really, because on one hand, you got to have these people hate you. And then on the other hand, you got to have them love you enough that they want to come back and spend their money to watch us wrestle again next month.
If you go out there and just start making fun of people and they don't give it back to you, then it's not fun, because you want that reaction from people. So if they don't give you a reaction, then you just move on and find somebody who will. There's a group of Pavo ladies that they don't really like me too much, but I don't know. I think they're starting to kind of shift a little bit, because they're kind of cheering for me last show, which I don't really like. But when they start, jaw jacking with you, just talk about them having no teeth, or the trailer park called and they're looking for you, just basically belittling people is what you got to do, and they give it right back. So
I think a lot of them love the fact that they can come and they come and love to hate us, and they suspend reality for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on how long we do that. And what's funny is the next day I'll get the messages, hey, you did that wrong, you cheated, blah, blah, blah. But hey, you saved me 2 tickets for next month.
When you go to a Spinebuster show and immediately I walk out, I don't have to say anything. It's just you hear the chants of hold my beer, and it's deafening. And to me, like, if I don't have that, it's weird, because I've traveled and people don't immediately do it. So being in this home, like Spinebuster is home. I feel comfortable here. I can do the things I need to do to showcase myself.
And to see people enjoy our product and buy into what we're doing so much, there's no greater feeling than that, than to know you're putting on a good product that fans want to come back to see. And that's the best blessing I've got out of running Spinebuster is that.
It's a good feeling you get when everyone that sees you, they're like, man, I love your stuff. I feel you can do it all. I mean, even the guys in the back, there's people that message me and say, kid, you got it. Keep pushing yourself. I'm not the most athletic guy. Physically, I'm not that appealing. But for what I'm doing, I do very well at it. I mean, I was at Wild Adventures and there's a whole front row of the kids. The seats are full and there's the whole front row of kids just screaming, hold my beer.
After the show, you reflect and you just, whether or not I think I did my job right, and the more people I can get to go out there and hate me, the better I did my job. And at the end of the day, it's about, entertainment. So the more that I can get someone to hate me, the more they're obviously gonna like the person I'm wrestling, the proverbial good guy. So at the end of the day, I'm making, the good guy look that much better if the more they hate me.
I mean, what would Superman be without Lex Luthor? They would just be another guy, right? So without the villain, the hero can't save the day. So that's what I give them. I'm the bad guy for a reason. Let's create heroes. That's what I'm here for.
Hold My Beer Hanson, it was a character idea I had. It's basically a ripoff of my dad, Rudy Skaggs. Just a beer drinking, partying dude, but whenever you make him angry, hey, the fight's on. At first, I had like a weird name like Adrian Walker had, it was lame. But then we're sitting there, we're talking, and me and Richie are in the kitchen, and I'm like, man, I'm thinking I'm gonna do this thing called the Hold My Beer spot. He's like, what do you mean? I said, well, when you say hold my beer, it's usually you do something stupid, but it turns out cool, or you just crash and burn. He's like, well, why don't you just make that your name, Hold My Beer Hanson? I said, that's it. That works. We could do that.
I have students that I was training, and that's basically how Spinebuster started. Was I had guys that were training, and then they were like, well, hey, where are we going to show our talent? And I was like, good question.
It took me 9 months till I was ring ready, because Richie doesn't let any of his students go in the ring until he feels that they can put on a match.
I think that's what sets us apart from a lot of the promotions that are out there right now, is all of them, we use them as family, we look at them as family, and the other guys looking at them as, hey, I'm paying you to come in, see you. We don't do that. We try to do that family atmosphere, and it's been working for us.
Spinebuster is a family that I never knew I needed. There's a lot of headaches, there's a lot of hassle, but there's not a day I don't think about wrestling. There's not a day I have a restless mind, and I'm constantly thinking of booking ideas, how we can further along the company, how we can help the other guys around here.
But there's nothing that I love more than wrestling. I mean, my wife would probably tell y'all that I watch entirely too much wrestling, and then when the boys come over, that's all we do is wrestling, wrestling, wrestling. So I eat, sleep, and breathe wrestling almost 24/7.
And Spinebuster is just that outlet that I want and I need. It's like a drug. You get in this wrestling thing, and it's hard to get rid of.
That's my envision, is just, I want it to be the biggest thing in the South. I want people to talk about it, be about it. Hey, what's going on Wednesday night? Wednesday night wrestling. We got to go check out Spinebuster and them ugly old heels out there. That's what I look forward. I look forward to when I'm 90, sitting back and being like, man, it went from this to this. It's amazing.